broadcast. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Yulanzale. Now, tonight we begin with the tax revolt that is quickly taking shape. Nationwide protests are planned for tomorrow as members of parliament continue to debate on the controversial Finance Bill 2024. Protesters in Mombasa took up the baton from fellow citizens who protested in Nairobi on Tuesday and rejected the concessions made by President William Ruto. They called for the rejection of the bill in its totality and were backed by the leaders of 11 political parties. Meanwhile, social justice crusader Boniface Mwangi and two others who were driven to court but not presented have been released. We begin our broadcast with our very own Olive Burrows.
For the second day running, youth agitated by the finance bill of 2024 took to the streets to voice their dissent. Unbowed by the violence meted on their generation in Nairobi on Tuesday, when the Finance and National Planning Committee tabled its report on the finance bill. Even Mother Nature could not deter them as they braved a wet morning to pass their message. Despite the aggression displayed by the police, they kept their cool, arms raised and open to show they carried no weapons, governed by a code of conduct. The code dictating that they should stay cool when harassed, with none paid to attend the demonstrations. No alcohol, no violence, no weapons, no destruction or vandalism.
Atuna violence. We are fighting for everyone.
The code continues to advise against demonstrating aggression towards others, but advises them to stick together and guard against provocation by those who may infiltrate their ranks and even protect the right of police officers to carry out their duties lawfully. Tomorrow, the protests resume in Nairobi and extend to Eldoret, Kisumu, Nakuru, Nyeri, Meru, and Kisii. It remains to be seen if police will exercise restraint. The police were accused of violating the Constitution by unlawfully detaining social justice advocates Boniface Mwangi, Ngati Kimathi and Mathias Shipeta when they were driven to the Milimani law courts but not presented before the court of law.
Section 39 of the CPC permits you to cause the arrest of person or persons who are within your jurisdiction. And the parking behind you, where these three gentlemen are, is within your jurisdiction. You can cause them to be brought here under your own arrest, then you grant them bail. Then the prosecution can take their time to reflect on whether they want to charge them or not.
I've been invited to issue a warrant of arrest. The court was also invited to issue a warrant of arrest for the arrested person so that they may appear before this court. But I find this to be unprocedural, as the said persons are still under arrest according to the submissions that were made. And the court cannot issue warrants of arrest for persons already under arrest.
Though the court said it did not have jurisdiction of the High Court on matters to do with unlawful detention, Mwangi, Kimathi and Shipeta were later released after the DPP declined to press charges.
So now we are only left with one question. If the DPP has no intention of charging them and they have a constitutional duty to carry out prosecution in this country, then what are these persons doing under the police custody? 24 hours are already over. They were arrested yesterday at 3 p.m. It is way past 3 p.m.
We do not understand the games going on. Our clients were arrested yesterday. Up to now, they're in that car, as you can see there, the Subaru car. Yeah. We do not understand what the agenda is.
Kama wanashikwa washikwe. Kama washikwe waachiliwe. It's either or. There's nothing in between.
Olive Burrows, Citizen TV.
All right, Olive, thanks so much for that. Now, anti-government protests in Nairobi and Mombasa